So there's something I want to try to do now, and I have no idea if it will work out and if it will be worthwhile. But what it is that I want to express myself, express my thoughts, and communicate with the world, I suppose. But the main thing is to express myself and have something to do. And what I'm thinking of is that something's entered my mind now, and I'm trying to understand this thing. And what it is I'm thinking about the moon landings. I say landings plural, but maybe it was just one moon landing. I don't know the details currently. But my understanding of the moon landing is that it was Neil Armstrong who landed. And what I'm thinking of now is it is incredibly amazing that we managed to do such a thing as a moon landing. But it is just incomprehensible, and I'm wondering how we ever got the idea to land a man on the moon. How did we come to that idea? What could make that a possible suggestion to make? How did we conceive of the idea of landing on the moon? And it's such a currently pointless thing to have done. There's no reason to land on the moon. So much effort, so much time and money and incredible effort to make it possible. And it all doesn't seem to have a purpose. There's no reason to have landed on the moon, it seems. But we did it anyway. Men put their brains together and made the effort and spent the money to land a man on the moon. It is so stunning when I've begun to think about it now. I'm thinking about the challenges that needed to be overcome. And the first thing I'm thinking of is oxygen. How did we make sure that we had enough oxygen to send men to the moon? I don't understand how it's possible that we could put enough oxygen on a rocket to send it into space. It doesn't make sense. And I need to look into that and see how it's possible, because I don't understand it at all. And this was, I don't know how many years ago, I think it was 69 maybe. So that's 50 years ago at least, pretty much. And it is so unbelievable and so stunning that to begin to construct rockets to travel to the moon is just defies belief. How we ever got the idea to do this, and how we understood the things we needed to overcome to make it possible. I mean, just the construction of the machine, the materials, getting all the materials together, and the nuts and bolts, and glue and tape, and all the things you would need to put a rocket together. And then there's the testing that needs to be done, and getting all the materials together. I just don't understand how it's possible at all to even begin to send a man to the moon. It is so unbelievable and incomprehensible. I don't understand how we managed to do it. And we did it over 50 years ago. We didn't have the technology that we have now. Didn't have the computers we have now. How did they get it together? Who was the project manager? How did they get enough people together and make it organized enough to get it together? And the construction of the rocket, it is so incomprehensible how it was possible to land a man on the moon. But I'm thinking that men found a way to do this. There's something in the nature of men which makes us creative and inventive, and we found a way to launch a rocket with enough oxygen on it and enough fuel all the way to the moon. And the challenges that needed to be overcome in the construction of the device, and in keeping men alive all the way to the moon and back again, is so stunning, so incomprehensible. I don't know how I can ever understand this. So I believe it was Neil Armstrong who landed on the moon. And I'm trying to understand who would it be like to be him, and to have done this mission, to have completed this action. It just is so hard to understand how did we ever get the idea to land on the moon? Who thought of it? It would be good to know who imagined such a thing would be possible. And then to get beyond the idea, how did we actually start a mission to land on the moon? Who made the jump from idea to project? Who decided to pursue such a thing when it seems so unimaginable, and it seems crazy to imagine such a thing? I don't understand how we managed to do it. I can't understand how we overcame all the challenges, and the water you would need for the men, for the astronauts, all the water you needed, all the oxygen that's needed, all the food that's needed, even basic things like that seem almost impossible to have created. How did we make it happen? I'm trying to understand, and I don't know how I would talk to my children about this, or communicate with anyone about this. It really doesn't make sense how we did it. I mean, I don't even know how we began. How did we think of the rocket we would need, the design of the rocket, and then we have to get all the fuel together, and we have to construct all of the metal panels you would need, and the nuts and bolts, and the screws and wires and cabling, and the glass and the glue and the rubber you would need, and the plastic. It is all stunning, and I don't know how we ever conceived of such a thing as a moon landing. And then to actually go ahead and do it is so stunning and it's incomprehensible. Yet men made it happen. Men have the will and the creativity and the desire and have the work effort to make it was possible. And I can't understand it. I don't know how I could ever explain this to my children if I ever have that chance. I just can't understand it, and I'm thinking about it now. And it does seem to be essentially pointless to have landed on the moon. But we did it anyway, and it is a phenomenal achievement. And I'm trying to understand it and comprehend it. And I'll probably return to this soon, but I don't think I can do anything more now. A moon landing is stunning, absolutely beyond belief.